Hey, good morning, you guys. Tuesday morning. There's some really big waves on the outer reef. Let's go look. Come on. I'm gonna walk slow. So it's Tuesday. I think it's December 5th. It's very warm. It was a foggy night, and more. Oh, look, they've trimmed these palms. And here's some soup. It was a foggy night and early morning, and the fog broke up about an hour ago. See how there's moisture on the top of these cans of soup that are free to anyone who wants to take some. Uh, so, like I was saying, it was foggy this morning, and so when that happens, it'll be warm. So, like, this is a warm morning. It's probably 58 at about 9 o'clock in the morning. It's about 9 a.m. and it's about close to 60 degrees first thing in the morning. Um, in the sun. We're gonna head down here because as soon as I turned the corner, I saw that we had these really big rights right here at T Street, and but they're like on the third reef, so it would be very difficult to get to them. But there are big waves on the outer reef, so let's go look. Quiet morning. Oh, I've been going through, I'm always trying to organize and clean back at the apartment, but I found up in a cabinet, I found a little basket that was filled with little bags of partially eaten trail mix and old stale sunflower seeds. I mean, there's a lot. There's like 6 or 8 bags of snacks that are old, that are nut based. So I grabbed one this morning and put it in my pocket to feed the birds. So we'll see when we get down here what we have to throw to the birds. Early morning traffic, people going to work. It's like we're between sets. See, there's that outer reef back there. Excuse me. It's like a washing machine out here this morning. Spin cycle, Westinghouse. So there's the outer reef I was talking about. See those monsters? 6 to 8 foot left right there. There's another one right behind it. See that? Look at these things. Need to be airdropped in though. This is a brutal paddle out. That's why no one is out. You gotta hit these from the back on a jet ski. It's really churning this morning. This is the kind of morning that reminds me of when I was in high school and on the Monterey Peninsula, and we would drive from spot to spot and park and then look and watch and count the number of waves and gauge the set. And it reminds me of that because this morning right here that we're looking at is very much like that. Like if we sat here and we counted every 6 or every 7 waves, we could probably, or 5, it would depend, you know, but we could probably get close to figuring out, to gauge the sets and to figure out when the best time to paddle out is, which is right now. See, look. See how it stopped looking like a washing machine for about 3 minutes? Probably it's going to give us about 3 minutes, and then the big ones will start coming again. But you got to count them. That's what we used to do. I mean, you don't have to, but that was how I learned it. This would be a good morning for body surfing. Remember we were talking the other day about ice plant? This is what the ice plant looks like, you know, when it's in the ground. The stuff that's down on the beach just has been in the ocean, but it will eventually turn into this. See this? And inside of here, it's like aloe vera. I think that's why they call it ice plant, is because it looks like a piece of ice, because it never freezes. It comes from a place, and it's in a place that it can never freeze. It's part of how it can live. It can't live in places where it freezes. What is it? Tropical, Mediterranean. See it everywhere. But all the piles of it that are dry on the beach came out of the ocean. I mentioned this the other day. From a different beach. They washed up, the tide brought them here. But a lot of it might root, and it might turn into more ice plant, just like we have up here on the dunes, except it will be down here on the beach. And this is a non-native plant to California. It comes from Africa. I think it was first brought here maybe around the turn of the century or shortly afterwards, purposefully to do exactly what it's doing. It was brought here and planted or placed on these dunes so that it would reduce the erosion of the sand and make little mountains, as you see. The ice plant helps to keep the sand in place. Big hole. Who's in here? A couple big holes. Beach is an ideal place. See, look at all this. All of this ice plant came out of the ocean, obviously, and not from our beach, from someplace else. Beach is a great place to dig. A lot of people think that if you just dig straight down, you could dig to China, but when you're here, you have to dig at an angle. So you gotta dig at an angle to get to China because of the geographical location. Okay. Well, I haven't filmed in a few days, but I can tell you. But I come to the beach every day, so I can tell you as an update from the last video. This dead sea lion is still here. He's been here for close to a week. It feels like maybe 5 or 6 days since I first saw him. I can't remember. Anyway, he's in the exact same spot, or at least his carcass is in the same spot because his sea lion's soul has ascended, but the carcass itself is still in the exact same spot. It has diminished in size and mass because it has been eaten by birds and crabs. So when the tide comes up, it is underwater, and when it is underwater, when the tide is up, little sea animals eat it. And then when the tide goes out, like right now, goes back out here, the dead sea lion is still here on the beach, and that's when the birds are eating him. So they've been hitting him for a bit. It's been like a buffet for about 5 or 6 days straight. He's still there. There's just not that much left of him. We'll see in a second. He's right in front of us. Well, maybe not right in front of us. He's just a couple, I don't know, a couple 100 yards in front of us. This pumpkin's been here for a day or two. I saw it yesterday. There was a melon here too. It, to me, looks like somebody had cut it open and set it out for the birds. I like to see that when people leave stuff like that. Melon is, or that pumpkin is probably here for the same purpose. Somebody just brought it from their porch, threw it down on the beach in hopes that the birds would devour it. So winter is kind of almost here, and the waves are going to be coming, bigger and bigger and bigger as the winter moves on, and all of this wood and all this trash, man, this crap that makes the beach look really dirty. It's all here from last winter. It was all brought by the big storms from last winter, and it still hasn't gone away. So we'll probably get more. So I imagine in a month or two, we'll get even more logs and more wood and more trash and more ice plant, more dead animals, all the stuff. Now, it's been a long time since I've seen a lot of, is it flotsam? There's like two things, flotsam and jetsam. I forget how to define the difference between them. I feel like one is man-made stuff that floats up onto the shore. This is that flipper. So here's his flipper, his foot. It's all the meat is gone. Flotsam and jetsam. Here's some toe bones. Those are sea lion. That's a sea lion foot. Flotsam and jetsam. So a few years ago, I mean a lot of years ago, maybe over 10 years ago, when was it the Fukushima earthquake? There was a big earthquake in Japan. And I mean, it was a big earthquake in Japan. So like a week after that earthquake, maybe not a week, maybe 2 or 3 days, I don't remember, there was a giant tsunami warning here. There were 30-foot waves on this beach. The water was all the way up there, smashing up over that onto the street. So they were telling people not to come to the beach, stay home. People still came to the beach, and we're standing up here looking, while like looking at 30 and 40 foot waves. Anyway, the tsunami never came here, but what did come here is that like a couple days after what I just described to you happened, there was like tons of trash here, flotsam and jetsam, all of it from China and Japan. Tons of things, telephone poles with Japanese writing on them, big, you know, like an ice chest that has Chinese writing on the side and a magic marker. Tons of shit like that. I mean, this was all covered with trash that clearly came from all the way over there. It took like a week to get here, but it got here. Anyway, here's Dexter, the decomposing sea lion. Feel bad for Dex. This is what's left. They've just been eating him. Minute by minute, day by day. He's being absorbed into the ecosphere. And here he is, that poor guy. He doesn't smell at all anymore. There is no odor. Here's a couple of those are hip bones or something? I don't know. I feel bad for the guy. Been here for almost a week. Flotsam and jetsam. That's your assignment. Look it up. Figure out the difference. What's the difference between flotsam and jetsam? I think one is stuff that's floating in the ocean, and one is stuff that has washed up on the shore. Is that it? Darn it. I wasn't in the Navy. I feel like that's something that you have to learn you have to learn that in Navy basic training. You learn that? Like you have to learn how to tie knots and stuff. Oh, let's feed these guys. Hold on. Let's see what we got. These guys will come over as soon as they see the bag I have. We have high energy trail mix. Hey guys. What's up, guys? Hold on, I'll open this up. It's only 2, but these guys are going to have a nice lunch. Oh, I wonder if they like it. It's old. This is high energy trail mix. It's like 2 years old, you guys. It's pieces of coconut and dried apricot. It's a lot of stale coconut, it looks like to me. It should be good for you. Enjoy it. Have a good day, you guys. I'll see you later. He's almost purple. See you. All right. Mission completed. Excuse me. Oh, here's that melon I was talking about. Look. Told you. That futon from the other day, somebody made a little fire pit up here, a little couch set up. Look. Then the tide came in, put the fire out, filled it in with sand. All right, let's look up here. This is somebody ate a crab. Okay. This is Sketch-O-Rama right here. Sketch-O-Rama. They keep that closed, or they try to keep it closed, but it doesn't work. But I believe people live in there. Like the people under the stairs live in there. Okay. Yeah, look at it. The upside down, is that what that's called when you go down in there? The inside out. Okay. Let's Take a look. Take a look. It's in a book. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. Alright. Reading rainbow. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.